All right. So the next woman mentioned in the lineage of Jesus, if we go back to Matthew chapter 1, it is Rahab. So we have Tamar in verse 3, and then in verse 5, we have Rahab, which we read Rahab's story early on in the year when we were talking about the Israelites and teaching our children. So, you know the story of Rahab. We're going to read it today from Joshua chapter 2 and then talk about her story just a little bit. So Joshua son of Nun sent 2 men secretly from Shittim as scouts, saying, "Go view the land, especially Jericho." And they went and came to the house of a harlot named Rahab and lodged there. It was told the king of Jericho, "Behold, there came men in here tonight of the Israelites to search out the country." And the king of Jericho sent to Rahab, saying, "Bring forth these men who have come to you, who entered your house, for they have come to search out the land." But the woman had taken 2 men and hidden them. So she said, "Yes, 2 men came to me, but I did not know where they had come." And at gate closing time after dark, the men went quickly out. Where they went, I do not know. Pursue them quickly, for you will overtake them. But she had brought them up to the roof and hidden them there under the stalks of flax, which she had laid in order. So the men pursued them to the Jordan, as far as the fords. As soon as the pursuers had gone, the city's gates were shut. Before the 2 men had laid down, Rahab came up to the roof, and she said to them, "I know that the Lord has given you the land, and that your terror is fallen upon us, and all that the inhabitants of the land are faint because of you. For we have heard how the Lord dried up the water of the Red Sea for you when you came out of Egypt, and what you did to the 2 kings of the Amorites who were on the east side of the Jordan, whom you utterly destroyed. When we heard it, our hearts melted. Neither did spirit or courage remain any more in any man because of you. For the Lord your God, He is God of heaven above and on earth beneath. Now then, I pray, swear to me by the Lord, since I have shown you kindness, that you will also show kindness to my father's house. Give me a sure sign, and save alive my father, mother, brothers, and sisters, and all they have, and deliver us from death." And the men said, "Our lives for yours. If you do not tell this business of ours, then when the Lord gives us the land, we will deal kindly and faithfully with you." Then she let them down by a rope through the window, for her house was built into the town wall, so she dwelt in the wall. And she said to them, "Go to the mountains, lest the pursuers meet you. Hide yourselves there 3 days until they have returned, and afterward you may go your way." And the men said to her, "We will be blameless of this oath you've made us swear. The responsibility is now yours. Behold, when we come into the land, you shall bind this scarlet cord in the window through which you let us down. And you shall bring your father and mother, your brothers, and all your father's household into your house. If anyone goes out of the doors of your house into the street, his blood will be upon his head, and we will be guiltless. But if a hand is laid upon anyone who is with you in the house, his blood shall be on our head. If you tell this business of ours, we will be guiltless of your oath which you've made us swear." And she said, "According to your words, so it is." Then she sent them away, and they departed. And she bound the scarlet cord in the window. They left and went to the mountain and stayed there 3 days, until the pursuers returned, who had searched all along the way without finding them. So the 2 men descended from the mountain, passed over the Jordan, and came to Joshua son of Nun, and told him all that had befallen them. They said to Joshua, "Truly the Lord has given us the land into our hands, for all the inhabitants of the country are faint because of us." And then in Joshua 6, verse 22, "But Joshua said to the 2 men who had spied out the land, Go into the harlot's house and bring out the woman and all she has, as you swore to her." So the young men, the spies, went in and brought out Rahab, her father, mother, her brethren, and all that she had. And they brought all her kindred and set them outside the camp of Israel. And they burned the city with fire and all that was in it. Only the silver, gold, and vessels of bronze were put into the treasury of the house of the Lord. So Joshua saved Rahab the harlot with her father's household and all that she had. And she lives in Israel even to this day because she hid the messengers whom Joshua sent to spy out Jericho. Tomorrow we'll talk about Rahab. I'll see you then. Bye, y'all.